Hello, hello. My name is Pangolin. I am here casting some community matches from the Cartographers 2 tournament. This is one of the semifinals for the Wanderer division. So the two teams that we have present here are the TatarInquisition and Team Woolooloo. First map is Mediterranean. We have this is I haven't really seen many games of Mediterranean played in the tournament so far, so this will be interesting to see. For TatarInquisition, we have the Dravidians in Portuguese, two strong water civilizations with that heavy water focus, but that can also transition into a good wide imp game. And then for Team Woolooloo, we have Dasherman and John playing as the Vikings and the Armenians, respectively. So, with four water heavy civs, I would anticipate that we are going to see a lot of good water battles. So it'll be fun to see exactly how that pans out. Obviously, the Vikings do not get access to the fire galleys, so they are going to be running galley out of the to start, and then potentially transitioning to longboats. And then Armenians also get a good galley line, so we may see galleys out of both of the players on Team Woolooloo. In terms of the other two, they should be able to play pretty much what they want to play. In terms of the water civilization, in terms of their water selections, we can see red going out for a dock, pink going out for a dock, blue and green are both out on docks already. So we're headed into that early game fish eco. The nice thing about this tournament is it's played with a 9 villager start, so we get to see the less of the super early 3 villagers trying to get the eco going, and really quite quickly move into the early feudal age with as you can see, the eco is already looking pretty good in terms of 17 18 vills. So in terms of overall who's going to be strongest, I do like, the Viking longships are always strong. So if the Mediterranean map, in this particular one, I feel like the Mediterranean generation in the tournament generation it's a little smaller than a traditional Mediterranean. I guess maybe it's pretty close. It doesn't feel as big as the Mediterranean maps we play out of Core D, but definitely seems like that like Vikings Armenians would have a very strong early game if they can mass enough to fight any fire galleys, and they could take control over this pond rather than a sea. But I wonder how good their late game will be. I feel like that might go down to the Dravidians and the Portuguese, especially with if the Portuguese end up playing organ guns, that might be something that's difficult to deal with overall for the land aggression. And with these wider spaces, like obviously there's here, but there's all this map that can be controlled. Obviously, Armenians tend to translate into late game champion Ferreter play. Composite bowmen are interesting. There's nothing particularly in the sets of in the tech trees of the two opposing civs that would really say, hey, you need to play armor ignoring composite bowmen, but they still might be a solid pick. But I think that we're going to see just like a lot of feudal play is what we're going to see. Is a lot of feudal play on the water. We do see walls coming out for pink, which means that this might be sort of more of a wall up, kind of big walls on that side. But if they're not, if aggro is not coming down from blue, that's okay. We're going to have pink up first, then we're going to have green, blue, red. So fairly similar timings. And very similar ecos at this point. Fishing ships up and running, villagers being produced, scouts just trying to get intel. We see pink go up. And we'll see what pink decides to do. If he's going to end up building more docks. So 3 docks, heavy water play, presumably. Fire galleys coming out there. Gonna look and try and push in on that and take the big pond and hold down to that food generation. We do have 2 docks for green and 2 docks for blue, 2 for red as well. Green and blue are going galleys as we kind of expected. And then red is also going fire. Red and pink are, oh, well, I guess there was a single fire ship that came out of pink, but, or was I incorrect on that? I could have swore that there was a fire ship. Maybe he canceled and started making a galley. So we've got galleys coming out for pink, fires coming out for red. That combo should be very useful against these pure galleys, that they can dictate what kind of fight they're taking there. Market going up here makes me think a rebalance into as fast of a castle as possible. Just going from there. Vikings do have the advantage of that free wheelbarrow, so that eco is going to look really strong. Oop, we see the fight coming in here. So galleys starting to fight between the two. Now, with three docks, pink, if he keeps those running, can definitely outmass a lot of the other players, but would also need red to be there. So you can see that navy building up, and the ping coming in for red over here, looking at these galleys. So still only 3 galleys out of green, which puts that TatarInquisition's army is a little bigger right now. So let's see. The galley fights are always tricky. It's like, how can you, when you start getting picks, if you start gaining in those fights, they swing very heavily, just because then you start killing ships even faster. We do see more galleys joining the fight. Nice little messy tussle here. We don't see fletching out of either of the 2 on Woolooloo. That they have not invested in that. So these purple ones, if they land their hits, are going to do more damage in general. Although the extra Armenian projectile is essentially like another damage. So pink very much taking the lead here in terms of holding down the navy fight. Like, those fire ships do exist, but they're mostly hanging out, sort of patrolling around. And this galley mass is fighting the other group. It would be nice to just try and pick. Oh, but we just see at this point it's 11 galleys on the field. It's really going to be able to potentially knock down some of these fleets if he turns and like burns this blue fleet. But he's currently microing, and now this is the danger. They're killing this masses here, and it's not only killing galleys, but anytime they're not moving, he can just go kill fish. All right, pink very much clearing up the opposing water here. Blue is going up right now to Castle Age, so we're gonna see. Yep, there goes in for the green fish. There's fires on the dock. TatarInquisition takes the water fairly convincingly, I would say. Obviously, that's a big-ish commit in terms of resources for 20. It'll be 21 galleys out of purple. Now I'm gonna go looking for these for the blue fishing ships. But red is also going up. That relatively small fire galley investment means that the Portuguese player will also be up. We'll see if there's an intent or anything around here. I don't see anything too big. I'm guessing maybe stable with knights, but we'll have to see. Pink is just sitting behind these relatively fragile but big walls, and is just holding on here. So they are pretty safe here. A demo raft could come out, but these should be able to kill probably a demo raft pretty quickly. But there's no fire galleys out of blue. So if these docks go down, there's 2 more. There's a bunch more coming up. So he's intending to continue this fight and try and get his longboats out onto the water. But TatarInquisition wants to clear up as much as possible so that they can maintain that control, still gather all these fish that are on the map. Second town center coming down for our Viking player. We've got the market dropping in the back, probably getting ready to rebalance for pink. The the hidden ships that were in the garrison ships that were in the dock get let loose. Now we probably see. Okay, so Red goes up. Let's see if War Galley comes in for a fast fire, if the player's thinking that he's already got, or his ally's already got control. Pink going up. Green still not there. Had lost a decent amount of fish. Just trying to demo stuff. But it's going to get pushed off almost entirely. We'll lose this dock. It's probably going to lose the other one not long after. Blue is very much trying to get back onto water, but has not been producing ships at all. So this may be, maybe he had those queued and is just not thinking he's going to be able to play it anymore. We got another ping here indicating that clear these docks up, which I suppose at this point, that's what the ships are good for. They're good for clearing up those docks. That's about it. I can't imagine that Blue is actually going to try and get back on here with how much they've been kicked off. I feel like they're going to focus on land and try and get up and running. He does have them on stone, which makes me think, oh, no, he's pulling the food. Red drops his town center in the back. Blue's eco looks pretty darn good. With the Dravidian up, is going to get some bonus wood. I would guess that we're going to see, I think we're going to see 2 TCs dropped by Pink right away. He's been on the ball and efficient, and I think he's going to just immediately drop 2 TCs. We'll see. He has like the food, or he has the wood for sure. Maybe not. But there's a castle from him instead. Wow. Okay, so castle coming out there. Still not really anything here. The eco's just trying to run out of our blue player, our Viking player. TatarInquisition's up about 20 eco, which is a lot of ship-based. Like that's heavily ship-based and a small villager advantage. Green is still in feudal, which doesn't feel, I guess he's got some army out here. Some longswords, I guess. Yeah, longswords. I guess maybe he's going to try and pressure. I think he's rapidly running out of time to do anything here as stables come up for our red player, which means he's likely to be moving into knights. These docks are all going to get cleaned up. Crossbow coming out of our Dravidian player. And I guess that's all just going to go into a bunch of ranges. Yep, triple range. Another red town center coming down. So things are looking good for TatarInquisition. I think that they're going to be able to project a lot of power out onto the map very quickly with these crossbows starting to go live out of our pink player. These galleys haven't even needed to be upgraded. He got the red got the war galley upgrade and thus has the regular fire ships as compared to fire galleys. But I don't see pink thinking, oh, well, I should totally turn these into war galleys at the moment. Maybe later when he's flush with resources. A little bit of aggro here coming in with the from the green player, some long swords chopping away at houses. They do have a 1 armor already. He's getting arson, so he's going to try and just like pressure in here. So they will be able to do damage, but there are a lot of knights here, which should do fine. That many knights should be fine clearing up longswords, as they are castle age units, and they can be outmatched. Longswords getting in and doing some damage down here on the wood line, really chopping up some villagers there. I don't know. They are loomed fills, but these are probably going to go in and have this fight here. And I think they're going to get cleared up there. We do see Pike coming in with foraging for green, maybe with the idea of just sort of pressing here. So I guess keeping off gold. Blue is dropping a castle forward-ish, but there are stone walls going up for the Dravidian player here. So I wouldn't anticipate that this is going to make a huge amount of inroads unless there's a siege workshop that follows. We do have the 3 TCs out of the Viking player using that free wheelbarrow, free handcart to their advantage. We have this mass of crossbowmen here. Now, this castle does secure this gold, but it also doesn't prevent this open spot, which is very much protected by these galleys and the ability to move in there. Green on his way up now, trying to figure out how he's going to pressure on his side. I think these crossbowmen are coming in. They will have ballistics in 30 seconds, which means that if they end up on a wood line, and this is a hole right there, you should clear that up extremely quickly. Siege workshops coming forward here with berserks coming out of the castle, so this could be good aggro here. I don't know that he has vision, and we'll check in just a second. Doesn't have vision of those stone walls. Crossbows in, clearing up villagers on that wood line. This is a decent sized ball, and the workshops are forward. They are not back, so that's not a mangonel. There's not going to be an easy mangonel. There we go. So we're just going to drop a siege workshop to go for a mangonel in the back. We do have the a galley casually firing at stuff. So I'm sure a mangonel will come out of this siege workshop in just a second. 2 of them queued up, right? In terms of eco, TatarInquisition, even with a single TC out of pink, has been very stably producing villagers this whole time. I would guess that he has very low idle time. No, he actually has decent idle time. I'm surprised. But oh, we see this is a castle to try, and I mean there's going to be a mangonel here. This is going to be daring. So if this mangonel sits in here, that could be very, very bad if this goes live. But if the mangonel doesn't kill those villagers. All right, pink. All right, that's extremely daring if he notices. Mangonel out. That scout's there, and it's gonna go down before it even hits much of anything. Oh, they move away, and they just go right back in. Another mangonel could come right over this side. You have crossbows moving down here, still just like pestering this. But this this mangonel would have to do a lot of heavy duty. Is going to most likely be in there until it comes out underneath there. Oh, and that castle is going to try and go up. You're standing on the castle. I think you need to move these. There you go. That was weird. Imp is coming in for our Viking player, using that strong eco, a strong-ish eco. More villagers than pink, but going to go up and presumably get trebs. Use that protection from the castle to get out underneath to try and start pushing these castles out. I don't know what the solution for these crossbow are unless you free this mangonel at some point, which is currently like very much in that range. That is, I think it's gonna die. Oh, he's focusing the siege workshop. Ooh, did it get out? It got out. That's useful. All right, so green trying to pressure, but walks right through a castle that is sort of built halfway between here. This push is, oh boy. So 3 trebs coming out here, 15 berserks in here, nothing here, but then is going to potentially be able to punch through that line pretty quickly and get in with berserks. Pink is now clicked up as well. Are we going to see? We don't see even any trebs coming out of this castle. He's just not pressuring. Does it? You could just put a single trap here and probably start knocking down this this castle. Armored elephant coming out of pink there, just trying, just keep clearing up buildings. We'll see. Still another castle here, very defensive castles of the Portuguese player. Is he planning on like, going up and getting Vitorias or something? This is a very laid back push. I suppose he is. He seems like he's heavily at an advantage with a big eco compared to green. Berserks forward here, trying to make their move. They actually intercept some villagers. The trebs coming in to hit this castle here on the front. These berserks are vulnerable though. He only has 2 armor upgrades and he's walking under their castles. So I don't know if I like that too much. They're like still getting in and fighting crossbows, but they don't need to be fighting underneath that. Especially since soon that mass will have been important. We still do have this here. No, again, so like these armored elephants are going to close up, and now that close out most of this base. And while you can kill this, now the archers are going to be able to move forward. More berserks coming forward to kill those. You see a castle dropped a very nice, this is a pretty castle right on the hill, right? This is, it's a nice defense. We do see some mangonels here, but I don't know. I think this is going down. See if 3 trebs can do it. It's gonna be close. Maybe another treb coming out. Nope, berserk's coming out there. I guess that's not going down. So we'll see. Oh, now the trebs are gonna probably go down, unless these berserks should be able to chop through these elephants pretty quickly. But they will probably kill a treb. Yeah. So they kill both armored elephants, but this up and he must have run out of stones. So the castle does go down. We have the treb pushing here now, and those were the armored elephants that were pushing back here. So blue might be actually able to clear this up. Does still have all the TCs up and running. Only 47 villagers. But we see the push over here on this side. Lots of organ guns. It's going to be hard for... I haven't seen really what green can do out of here, and especially with red hitting imp, that's going to be a harder and harder to stop that push, though usually organ guns would be a early castle age play. We see the crossbow in just shooting villagers. We have some on the backside now. They're arbalists, so they are only +2, but at some point he'll probably pick up bracer chem. Cavalier coming in for our red player, who's probably going to use that in his very big eco to just produce a bunch. He already has 26 knights that are mostly like idling. There's not a lot of forward motion on this this front, whereas this has been a lot of harassment. Green coming over to help, but that's not going to work. We see chieftains coming in, so anti-cavalry, which seems... He's not really fighting cavalry. I think it actually has... I believe that has the rating bonus now, too. But I don't know. This mass here is still okay, but it's just not doing anything. And those berserks are going to have a hard time against Arbalest. So the forward castle falls for pink. We see again... So almost all of the food is exhausted on the lake. You can actually see them still continuing to do this. As a result, I'm pretty sure that Pink's eco looks pretty good, even with only 43 vills. I don't know if he's just been basically staying on 43 all. Looks like he's just been all inning. Oh, the Cavalier actually come over here. They're going to pick the trebs off, and then that'll allow this Arbalest mass to just sort of defend unless this goes down. Oh, a good game coming out, being called by Woolooloo here. So let's look at the stats. Very good play. Pink going very heavy militarily, winning those fights early against 2 strong galley civs, winning that galley fight, but like understanding that it's like, okay, if I gain the momentum, I'll be okay. Three dock, consistent production, pushing hard. And sort of held that before those longboats could even come out and start winning the water, which they definitely can. And then immediately followed it up with a castle here, and just kept the pressure on his flank. Green never really got a chance to do anything other than that longsword push on the side. And I think TatarInquisition won the water early and then won off the backs of that eco development. Let's look at this eco. Yeah, so red, enormous eco, right? And then even Dravidian player with a 1 TC is looking pretty good. Did pick up, so the Portuguese player was slinging a little bit, which is good. But then really just kept pushing hard. Nothing too crazy. You can see that there was a relatively low villager max out of our Dravidian player. Fishing ships were there, so, pretty good overall. Still technically... pretty close to a Viking player, but just pushing. So that goes, let's see, the TatarInquisition, the first win. And we're going to be heading in. Let me get everything going on the next one. All right, we are here for game 2 of the set, which is Woolooloo's, one of Woolooloo's home maps. We are on Nomad, so this should be fun. Team Woolooloo is playing Nomady Civs, playing Huns and Spanish. And they're dropping these two TZs nice and close and neat next to each other. We see some pink villagers running through right over here. And red is deciding to drop their TC. Oh, this is going to be an absolute brawl. We have, let's see, let me get these. We'll watch ecos for a little bit. We have, so red is in between, is closest to green and blue, and then directly behind them is pink. So it's not like a safe boom on the far side of the map. It's like we're gonna have a fight on our hands. For the TatarInquisition, we have Vietnamese in the back, Burmese in the front. As a result of the Vietnamese going up, we're gonna have pretty clearly some good vision on once they know where these two are. So they know what's coming. At the very least, I think blue and green have. I think they know red is there. We'll see. I think they'll. If not, they'll figure it out. I think that the pink might be a surprise. Although there is sheep scouting going on over here, so that'll be interesting. Let's take a look at the Spanish players. Okay, Spanish player has a stone that's kind of on a hill here, but stone, gold, wood, food. If this is clean, Spanish could do a lot of work going into a fast castle with conquistadors, which should have a relatively easy time getting up and about, being able to pressure on that front since they're so close. But they could also be pretty dense with their fight. The Hun player is going to get that early scouting with their, unfortunately, idle Hunnic horse that should be able to claim stuff. We'll see in a second where these villagers are coming back. And that house, yep, and the horse picks up that sheep there. Red is actually laming this boar right now, which is a good strategy if you don't think you're going to get it. It was probably gettable by him, but we'll see. Especially with the sheep, you could have used that to block and just walked it right up. But, you know, always a valid strategy to try and reduce the income from your enemies in terms of what they're going to be playing. But yeah, so you can see that Spanish are going to have their two boars. They have some sheep. They have this, and they presumably have some fish up and everything. So that could be a relatively clean up into a castle. Oh. So red was trying to lame the other one. Green is like, well, we'll just take this here. Is that the same one that he was trying to do? I don't know. I might have missed that, but no, I guess that was it. Oh no, it's there. Okay, so there's that one, and then there's this down here. So red is, I guess, strangely harvesting this, or at least he's going to take back with whatever he can. Tried to lame this one as well, but green was like, fine, I was dropping a mill out here anyways for my deer. That's fine. So took it, and that's still useful. In terms of idle times, green's idle time is a little bit high, but otherwise we're looking okay. Burmese is running a little high here. The nice thing about Burmese, they're really going for the map intel on this. The Southeast Asian team is what they're playing this time, Vietnamese and Burmese. But they will also have relic vision, which is really nice. So when they hit that castle age, they can send some monks out and really get ahead on that relic control. It might be more fun if it was Burmese plus than like Lithuanians that you can guarantee you can get that. Red is looking to try and lame out this stone as well, which is definitely something that would be useful in terms of wanting to keep that Spanish player off of stone. Spanish player is up to feudal right now, and the Vietnamese player is getting loom. I think we already have loom on here. It is a loomed vil for blue. It is an unloomed vil for red. So he can continue to chase this and sort of just beat him a little bit. If he chases too far, he's going to end up in the town center. But he could turn and like take a fight on a hill or something, and I think it would be pretty good. Oh, he's gonna get shot. Oop, he's dead. Okay, so this is a Vil there. They chased him off of stone. Part of the way up. Red coming in, getting loom right now. Sort of planning on going up. Pink going up as well. So green is going to be our lingerer, taking the last to get up to Castle Edge. It looks like he's clicked up as well. He's not too far behind red though. So I would assume out of green we're going to see archers. We're probably going to see some. Is this going to be a? So barracks could have been dropped earlier, I guess, but barracks into, I would assume, archers on the front. I mean, I don't know. This is a good question. It's Burmese. It might just play straight infantry. Oh, really? If it's infantry, I really would have preferred to see that go up in. Oh, I guess he's still in Dark Age, and I'm just an idiot. So I don't know what I'm talking about. We do see him move to stone, which means I think he's going for a fast castle into Arambai. I don't know that I would. Arambai into Conquistadors does seem difficult. Blue dropping a blacksmith here is very much within range of being able to click up in just a little bit. So we're going to see him complete this, and I think his food totals will be pretty darn close. He might be off by a little bit, but he could probably turn in his his fishing chips and everything and get to where he needs to be. Maybe he's going to just buy his way up when he drops a market. Built another villager, so he's still hanging in there. We see a tower come here, so this is important to know. Like, where is he at? 320. He's not there. This tower's going to go up, and it's going to potentially force him off of all but this. Unfortunately for red, all but this stone, unless he picks up fletching, I guess. There are. Oh, and then he's gonna keep going. So red knows kind of what's going on here. Is he wants to keep the Spanish player from going up and being able to drop a castle. It might be too late for this to some degree. I think he can do a lot, but like blue is very close to being able to click up, and then blue just does. Oh, blue is actually going to build his own tower. I think he'll be up first with the amount of build, and he is Spanish, so maybe he'll be able to force Vils off, pick off some Vils. He's okay, so now they're gonna have a tower fight here. That does burn some stone, and so like the villagers going in, looks like they're going in for this tower. I mean, a single tower is still gonna do damage, but I wonder if they can knock out this tower first. Oh, yep, unless he does a repair on it. So they clear that. The other Vils are still vulnerable, so he's backing off a little bit. He's going to probably, I think he lost a Vil there. Yeah, he lost a Vil. But on the bright side, that means that they are at least off of his stone a little bit. We do see archers coming forward out of pink, but they are going to be warded off by this tower most likely. Blue just really needs to try and get up. Is like 100 food away, has a bunch of wood, needs to like drop a market and go, like and then keep using the resources, buy your way into that castle, drop the castle where you need to, and go from there. We do see green is also pressuring here, has his towers on red, off kicking him off this wood line, which is a very good placement, but also is currently shooting this other tower going up with 5 Vils in the inside the tower. So that Burmese man-at-arms is going to have to fight the scout. It's going to go down, but this is going to continue to be a thing. We do see a little bit of a brawl going on here between some spearmen. Scouts in here for green. Like we thought, this is going to be a chaotic game. Blue still just barely not getting up. I would just needs a market and to go up like ASAP. I think he has a ton of gold too, tons of gold. He needs to just go up and buy up and get those conquistadors onto the field. He's survived pretty well from so far, and his ally is definitely keeping the other two busy. So if he can just get up, it'll be very scary. There's the market coming down, and I think he's going to be pretty close to stone. He's not doing too shabbily on stone. These Vils are technically in range. But this is, while he's distracted, he could walk out there and knock it down and get these bills on there if he wanted to. Another tower coming down. Trying to hold that position, I guess. Red is taking up the role of and that additional fletching is going to come in for green, or for blue. Blue, please go up and click and just get ready to drop a castle. So he's got the +1 on the range here, but cannot hit that one. But can potentially, or cannot hit the villagers right now. But yeah, getting a castle up just sort of secures you. You can play very densely packed around it. But you really don't want to end up in a space where these archers are then keeping you off things. Okay, so clicked up finally. I believe has enough for a castle. So blue, and maybe the intent is blue is like, I don't want a defensive castle. I want to drop this forward. I want to drop this right in the core and ruin people's day. But I don't know that green has enough. It has 3 scouts in there. Getting armor upgrades, the understanding that it's going to be like a brawl at some point. Arch range coming down probably for skirmishers. In terms of other conflicts, there are Team Woolooloo does have stuff out on the water and is actually clearing out a lot of that water control. Right now it looks like they are on water and Tatar have lost it, right? Yep, they are fully in control, so they are gaining additional food and stuff from there. Will be very helpful. A lot of gold, a lot on food for blue. He'll have plenty to start building conquistadors. The objective is to get up and have the conquistadors start roaming around. And after that, every second that the conquistadors are not killed means that they are going to be they're going to just be massing more and more. I don't know if the Hun player can really hold this off with. He needs to be careful about trickling these in. I mean, these are a lot of low archers, which is annoying for him to deal with. But these, like, they're still going to consistently 2-shot those scouts and things like that. So now these aren't super important. We see Castle Age come in for our blue player who is has a stable, getting bloodlines, playing knights, I guess. You have castle stone. Okay, and are these going to go forward? Where are you going? Was that not a hole? There's a giant archer ball there. You don't want to do that. You could try and sneak up here, but it's going to be tricky. We'll see where that castle comes down. I have a feeling that's going to be a big move on this, but like, yeah, you've got to be careful. If you can get enough knights, you can send them out against these, but like, here comes a knight. But I don't think he doesn't have the armor upgrade. So like, that's not perfect. And then you want to go forward and just like start dropping this somewhere, wherever you're going to put that castle. I don't know if he's going to try and get on the hill. I think he's going to try and get it like here. Oh, okay. That's good. That's at least safe. It'll knock down that. It'll really hold the front line, and then he can get conquistadors out. He did pick up, I guess this is just fletching acting up now. Oh yeah, it's fletching. So he's going to knock down that. Knights are killing some archers now. So we're getting pressure in here. In terms of eco, relatively close with Woolooloo having some idols. They are clearing up still clearing up the docks and things like that. But now they're holding. Do we see conquistadors coming out at some point? I would hope so. So the tower goes down. Green gets a little pressure alleviated. The Vietnamese player is going up right now. Will be up soon, followed by the red player. Now there are a lot of knights out here. Woolooloo has good control of the map right now. Has quite a few villagers all over the place. So where are these villagers going? They could be going something coming in the side. But like these knights, if they get armored up, could do a lot of damage in here. We'll see if they're just going to try and chop at some houses and things like that. Kind of waste. There is a fairly large mass of archers here, 23 of them. Conquistadors queued up for blue. So once this starts going down, blue is going to this stone instead. But he's just looking for weaknesses. He wants to probably want to keep that alive as long as possible. Just trying to get Vil kills here. Keep your mobility going, and then try and get Yeah, and see, now these are going to end up crossbow in a second, and you're going to lose all those knights. I feel like those knights could have gone up and about and really looked for another an outside source, but maybe the conquistadors will do that. He does have 3 conquistadors in there. 3 or 4 of them really can do a lot of work. So hypothetically, we should see them start roaming up, looking for targets. But they are. I think he's going to mass a couple of them first. We have blue dropping a TC back here, trying to expand backwards. Siege Workshop coming out, which is good against that crossbow mass. You're going to need something to deal with crossbows, and if the Hun player isn't playing archers, or isn't playing skirmishers just endlessly. Ooh, nice forward castle coming here for red. So this will be very contingent on whether or not green and blue notice this, because there are conquistadors. There are a lot of conquistadors being queued up, and there are 6 already in that castle. Plus there are cavalry and things like that. So this might be a big fight. We see the archers coming forward. They're going to come here and stand on this hill. We have, oh boy, we have 32 crossbow out of the Vietnamese player. We have the villagers coming forward to drop this Burmese castle. We do have a mangonel moving forward here. So now the conks need to be able to come out. They are going to, they do see that. Okay, so now here the conks can go and try and get kills on the villagers. Keep the conks running. Do not take that fight against the crossbow. Okay, big hit for the crossbow to start. Against crossbow, another big hit. That's pretty good. Those are all very, very weak crossbows. If the crossbow do kill the mangonel, maybe another one will be out soon. This castle is probably going up. I think he needs to run around and try and kill. Oh no. Okay, so the conquistadors go back in. This castle is going up, which the Hun player is part of the way up. Should be able to get up into Castle Age and be able to drop back TC eventually. This is still going down. So the conquistadors are out and about. They are standing underneath the tower here, which they will eventually kill. It's not the greatest place for them to be, but they could keep roaming. They just need to be aware of whenever this crossbow mass is back, it's not forward killing stuff. So this is okay to do. Just keep kiting and keep letting them do this. Keep intercepting units. Keep killing woodline. Just keep doing it. Yep, Phil's. Now you're trapped here. You need to get around here and keep going. So mangonel here. Is the mangonel going to attack these archers? Nope, it's not paying attention. But that castle does pick up a lot of those. Oh boy, those crossbows are low. There's a monk out of the Burmese player trying to heal up the crossbows, which is actually probably worthwhile. We've got a castle coming down here for the Spanish player. And then there's going to be a siege workshop going up. I don't think they have vision on that. Let's see. They don't know that castle's here until right now. The Arambai could cancel this. They are strong. If they detect it, I think he's going to look stuff. Oh, he figured it out. Okay, skirms forward, go. Don't let them just kill all those villagers. Those are Spanish villagers, so they do build pretty darn quick. But you want to get that up. He's trying to force it down. Castle goes up. We'll start plinking that way at that siege workshop from on top of a hill, so that should go down relatively quick. In terms of setup, we have very close ecos right now. Still, this going down here is always distracting me. This town center is most likely going to go down, but they're trying to get every single villager they can out of it. Blue very much playing a 1 TC or kind of an all-in. It has multiple TCs, but only has 30 vills. Or is he losing more? Is he just are they just wandering into range? Were they forward? So skirmishers out of green. Those mangonels are going to have a hard time, but so right now these archers are having a hard time figuring out how they're getting in here. We see a green defensive tower coming for green to try and keep them out of this area, which should work at least against them. We haven't seen a lot of cavalry out of the opposing team. We've seen archers, and then red hasn't really built too much other than a mangonels and some monks. We see some town centers. Oh boy, there's lots of town centers all over the place. They're trying to, just plink away up here. So that pink eco is starting to roll. We do see blue halfway up to imp, which is going to be trebs off of this hill and rely on this defense right here. There'll probably be a treb here as well to knock this castle out and start pushing on these areas. He currently only has a knight and 4 conquistadors, so he's not doing a ton of damage and doesn't have the eco to really pump out knights at this point. But green might start getting, more, have that extra space. Oh boy. And so that Mangonel's just barely out of range. As soon as it moves in, there we go, it's going to die. Does kill some vills for it, though, which is, you can't complain too much. All right, imp coming in momentarily here. We do see some conquistadors, unfortunately, dying horribly to the town center, walking way too close. So let's see, treb out of that castle, 2 trebs queued out of that, and just still conquistadors out of this. I would probably like to see the treb coming out of this one as well, and just get 2 of them as rolling as soon as possible. We see Hun's player down here clearing up some of these crossbow that are we're harassing woodlines and harassing gold. So that's a relatively, that's efficient. He's not seeing that. They all will die. So pink doing a very good job spreading out. Doesn't have a ton, doesn't have those TCs necessarily running a ton. Is actually going up to imp. So hopefully we'll turn this back on in a second. But these trebs, as trebs start issuing forth from these castles, we'll start knocking down these Burmese castles that haven't been building a ton of Arambai. We do a big eco out of red. 72 vills is the top in the game. We see green also going up here. It'll be interesting to see what this actually transitions into. If we see the Hun player actually switch into cavalry archers at some point. He's got the skirmishers sort of upgraded already, with bodkin and things like that. It seems like a logical choice. The only trick is that, like, with the mass of crossbows, that might not be as effective. You see ballistics coming in for that thumb ring, so definitely Vietnamese are going to stick around, playing what their strengths are. 3 trebs is going to start being, and there'll be a 4th one soon, is going to start to be threatening in terms of just knocking down stuff through even repairs. We do have a lot of skirms here. These skirms do have both upgrades on their armor, so they are capable of that. Those conquistadors don't want to be anywhere near that. There is a mangonel as well, so that could end up with a big splash. Hopefully that mangonel isn't going right into the castle fire. So once this 4th treb comes out, I think, they're giving up on that. They've lost that castle. So that goes down. Wheelbarrow coming in for red. This tower is still happily trying to kill all these other towers out here. So it'll eventually, do it. Only a jillion more shots. We see these fish just continuously. He's done a really good job. He actually got a villager over here to produce right behind pink space. We see another castle going down a little more closer to red's core and getting we're starting to see that switch into cavalry, which is makes sense. There's decent hussar and cavalry out of red, but with that mass of trebs, that castle is probably not very long for the world. 4 is usually kind of that break point where you can't really stop it, and those crossbow can't come down and fight this because there are skirmishers and mangonels in place. So that castle that just went up is now going to go down. Boom. So that's already down. We see, so pink up, we see these will turn, this big mass will turn, 40 will turn into, or 40-ish will turn into arbalest and get that chemistry, get bracer. They'll be all shiny and perfect. In terms of, we see some of the remaining green navy over here just plinking away at various villagers, causing problems. Woolooloo is actually down about 25 vills, but they definitely seem to be exerting more pressure in terms of clearing these out. We have these forward skirmishers that are currently under prepared against these crossbow. These crossbow are on the weaker side. We do have a lot of conquistadors that should be able to clear out those knights pretty quickly that just ran in. So they're not going to get a chance to kill the mangonel, but the mangonel will go down anyways. So these skirms are not, there's not enough skirms there to do that. But that can be solved later on. We do see we have a mangonel sitting on a hill just killing this, and at some point might kill all of those villagers, which is interesting. If it gets noticed, it might get battered down. We see the Trebs going forward, knocking down some fortifications, going to knock down that monastery that has a relic in it. We see yet another castle coming down for red. And the question is, so these conquistadors are fun, but they're like, they're not super good against the crossbow. I'd almost like to see, given what's going on, like you just go halb and skirmisher for the blue player as well, and really protect that mass of Trebs. He just lost 2 Trebs there. See, yeah, this is actually going to go down. So green's knocking it down. Green is getting chem, has bracer. We'll be getting, is this actually going to go down in time? Oh, he's repairing it. So it's going to stay up. These villagers, that's very funny that he was able to do that and risk that. These skirmishers are going to be out and about. They should pick up. He doesn't actually get the last armor upgrade. So this is, that's not good right here. Second armor coming in for the knights. So those will do, those will start clearing up those skirmishers pretty easily. Another mass of skirmishers coming over for the Hun player. Hun player at about 70. You know, Woolooloo's looking okay. They're holding in there. They're definitely keeping. And so here's these conquistadors. If they run in, are gonna like start killing vills very quickly. We'll see if he notices and just garrisons them. But in the meantime, could be a big swing in terms of villager resources. Now blue just needs to move away there. Yep, loses a couple of conks, but that'll be worth it to pick off a bunch of vills. Forward castle coming up for the Burmese player as well. We see green. Green is going to transition into cavalier, it looks like, which seems pretty good here. I think that and then presumably maybe paladin at some point. I think we're a ways away from that. So that's decent. We still see full conk out of blue, which is just very hard to deal with against like cavalry plus this giant archer mass. I would like to see, I think Huns get full siege onager. I'd like to see like siege onager plus siege engineers, even though it's expensive. Let's see. Let's make sure that I'm not talking on my butt. Apparently I'm very wrong. They only get mangonel. I don't know what I'm talking about at all. Maybe the Spanish have to do it then. They don't get siege onager, or they don't get siege onager, and they don't get siege engineers. Interesting. So this is actually problematic for them. Is that big mass? I guess they can do that. They can just keep shooting stuff and hopefully defending there. These conquistadors will again plop these knights fairly quickly. They're going to kill a lot of skirmishers in the process, and as archers are going to want to dive to try and mop up as many as possible of the conquistadors. So Trebs do stay up, but there's not currently a skirmisher mass there that's enough. Those conquistadors are running around and just dying to the ballistics. We still see this. This is like, okay, conks up here, putting a lot of pressure on, just killing vills. Eco still very close, about 20 vills difference. Is there a Treb on this? I don't see. Oh, there's a Treb over here, probably. Where's that Treb? Oh, it's a bombard cannons. Okay, so the bombard cannons are going to take down that castle. This other castle will be next. Then he's going to rotate and just start taking this. The archers are going to be able to move in and clear this out. Woolooloo might be losing a lot of ground here. I don't think they have the eco behind it to really be able to defend this. With blue not having really a presence right now, only has 6 conquistadors and only 1 castle to produce them out of. It seems like this might be the place where a collapse happens. We have bombard cannons, we have some knights, and we have a bunch of arbalest that that we could end up seeing this end up being a really strong push straight up the center. Woolooloo has been definitely pinging around the side and sort of picking off things where they can, but I just don't think that this is going to turn out okay. We see Hussar come in for blue. but it is a long way for full upgrade in terms of it needs 2 armor upgrades, needs another 2 attack upgrades after this forging comes in. Here comes armor. And only 54 vils really makes me think that this is going to be pretty hard to deal with. Honestly, the blue player with the actual full upgrade skirms should be the one probably playing skirms into this. And enjoying that better trade, those better trades, and then let the Hun player play Paladin or play Cavalier. But right now there's not a anti-cavalry unit on the field, so it's okay regardless. We do see knights coming in here. It is fun that these knights have not really, they don't have like any outstanding upgrades. They are still just 2 armor, 1 attack, and they do get full upgrades, plus they have the unique tech Manipur cavalry that allows them to do more against skirmishers and things like that. Not the most important, but it's not the end of the world if you've got a big eco. And how big is this eco? His eco is huge. He's 132 villagers, so he's looking very flush for resources. I think he has a good amount of relics too. So we'll see. This castle's going to go down. They don't really have anything to oppose. I think we're going to see probably the GG from Woolooloo relatively quickly here, relatively soon. Just with the a cheeky back castle with that villager that is back there and is currently at 50% and is doing it solo. It's a Spanish villager, so if there was going to be a villager that was going to be able to easily do that. I don't know that he has murder holes though, so those villagers could just sapper their way out of this, right? Or they could just attack stuff. Let's see. Does he have murder holes? He doesn't have murder holes right now. So I think maybe that's more of a comedy build than anything. I'm going to see if I can get a castle up here. Yeah. We do see like just lots of stuff being picked apart. This push is just not being stopped is the problem. There's nothing here, and like this trickle in, Tarkins would have been a cool solution, but blue's not here to do anything. Blue's building this castle, which is going to kill a bunch of villagers, but like that's not the most useful thing in the world. Just padding KD, I guess. But right now it has hussars being queued, and that's it. And that's 60 village. I guess you have 16 fishing ships, so there's decent food eco. But without that mass, and this is all getting cleared up, these knights aren't going anywhere. Red is just going up to imp now, so that's maybe why he didn't get, I guess that would explain why he didn't have the additional upgrades. But they are doing just fine, pressuring, and they're going to cancel this town center. They're going to sit there and be menaces. We got another town center here. But like, nothing's happening to this ball of 3 bombard cannons and 58, so a full army of 60, basically. Arbalest is just going to be able to hold that ground way too long. We don't really see in a way, now they are down 70-ish bills or economic units, rather, because there are fish on this map. This castle is enjoying killing stuff back here, which is fun. But no, I don't see how you remove this army without a giant mass and being able to get in there. And I don't think you have the time to build up that mass, especially with these knights just running around killing things. So for the Burmese player, we see pike, we see light cav, we see cavalier, we see the armor and the metal casting and conscription. That's what happens when you have 162 villagers. I would guess that he's probably even slinging purple a little bit, even though purple is on 56 vills and has been maintaining this like for a long time. It's not exactly struggling. The eco out of red is going to be preposterous. Like, this is it's still making villagers, so I'm just going to have tons of eco, probably be able to just continue to produce and run them down. This seems, there's still definitely places that are playable on the map, but blue and green had been up to imp and in better positions than this 10 minutes ago, and now it seems like I don't think that this is going to change at all. I think this is going to be the same thing, but now red's going to be here with beefier units that will also die less as a result. So you see town centers go down. Lots of Hussar out of blue at least. And they are fully upgraded now. But what difference does it make when there's that ball of Arbalest there? There's 20. Oh, that's even not even. Is that not even the main group? It's not even really the main group. It's a secondary group. 140 army to 25 or whatever. These bombards are still alive. Blue down to 23 vills. I do love this castle. This castle being here is very funny. Who's are running around back here? But they are looking very isolated. They got a little bit of eco here. You know, some eco back here. But the cavalry are around. So are this. Okay, there's the GG. We'll look at the stats. So economic stats, like, okay, you can see where it really, Reds took off and is just looking preposterously huge in comparison to the other two, right? That like this is a really really big eco that he was generating, just a crazy amount of eco. Again, so I'd have to look and see. I think it's the same setup where Pink played aggressively, but the Burmese player, Red, was played with that early aggro on the side here, and really I think screwed up that Spanish timing. I would have liked to see, instead of the Knights coming out early, to really get that timing up and get those conquistadors out and hitting anything they can and keep these two that had invested in feudal age from getting up. And the conquistadors, if you kill a bunch of villagers back here, then you can build some knights and you can clear up those archers. They weren't doing enough in the first place. But then once there was enough tempo here, Red did his job of deflecting and sort of holding the line, causing chaos for the two neighbors, long enough for Pink to then go and get the crossbow and then really start making moves on that. And then slowly went back into eco. So TatarInquisition picks up their second game. And we will, I am going to go ahead and prepare for game 3, which should be on Four Seasons, a nice chaos map. So give me just a second. All right, we are back with game 3, which is match point for the semifinal between TatarInquisition and Woolooloo, with TatarInquisition being up 2 games, so they're trying to close it out. We're on the last home map of Woolooloo. This map is Four Seasons, which is going to be very fun. So we have, just first off, I'll explain who's playing what. Woolooloo's playing Woo and Bulgarians. I haven't seen a lot of Bulgarians, but I've seen a decent amount of Woo. And then over for TatarInquisition, we have Saracens and Romans, which will be very fun to see play. For those of you that are unfamiliar with this map, it is a chaos map, which means that the map is split into 4 sections with the appropriate seasons: summer, summer, fall, spring, and there's supposed to be. Oh, is this it? This, I guess, is winter. Normally it's much more snowy than that. So the way it works is that you actually have 2 TCs. It's like a Budapest start. Your 2 TCs are in squares with a TC of each opponent. So you can see here, team for Woolooloo, we have John playing in the green is here, and in this quadrant he's playing against Zeta 2, and down here he's playing against BGM. And the same goes for those. So you can get varying. What's interesting is there is differences in where you are placed. So like you can see that he's top and here, so it's not super easy for him to cut through to him. Whereas Reds is technically on this, although you wouldn't really want to be. You should usually be, if I remember correctly, it's that you have allies on one thing right here and then enemies here. So you probably aren't going to be easily able to cut through here because you're going through your enemy there. But there is that. So there's a lot of decisions to be made on this particular map. We actually have Bloom coming in for Blue, who's got a little bit of idle, is just doing stuff with his TCs. So there's decisions to be made in terms of, do you want to play equal aggro and do it like 2 sets where you're sharing resources and you're trying to put down equal pressure, or are you going to try and blow out one side? A lot of people just do the way that, in terms of how intensely they can micro and keep macro going, often end up with a more eco-heavy one side and then more military on the other side. Now that would be, I don't know to what degree people are practicing these builds and saying, okay, I'm gonna just barely defend on this side and I'm really gonna go here, and you're gonna go the same in the one that's adjacent to me, and then we'll go from there. Or if there's, well, we'll both go really hard. So if green versus yellow, you go really hard against yellow and I'll go really hard against yellow, and we could just knock him out of the game before anything happens. But then you let red get a big boom, who knows? So with 2 TCs, you see ecos go up very fast. We're 5 minutes in and there's 39 villagers out for green already. And we're already very big and boomy in terms of our production. We have blue, yellow, and red all going up. The nice thing is you could continue building eco when you're going up, because you have 2 town centers. So it's just like, once I hit it, I punch that button. It's not as big of a cost. So let's see what happens here. So we see blue built barracks and actually has man-at-arms here. So I guess maybe it's going to try and put some early pressure down. There's a barracks out of red here. So probably going to play, I would guess, the Romans. Probably militia too. We'll see. Could be something else. So barracks out of yellow on this location in the upper quadrant. Green is currently still on the way up. So green is a little bit further behind. We do see, in terms of yellow is just sort of is building a, okay, so we're probably going archers is where we're going here. Do we have archers coming down out here? We do not. So it looks like as of right now, yellow's planning on going against green in this upper quadrant. Let's see if we're going the same way. So for red, we have man-at-arms being prepped in this barracks, but also has man-at-arms. So a few over here. We do see blue coming in with his own man-at-arms. Bulgarians generally get that free upgrade, so it's pretty handy dandy if I remember correctly. I'm not remembering that incorrectly. Yeah. Oh, they're free. Yeah, so free upgrade. This is looking to put pressure back here and really try and keep people off their game. Late game, they get Bagans, which gives them huge melee armor, and they're really sort of difficult to deal with. So we'll see what happens there. Yellow is definitely doing the build out over on this side in terms of where this is going to be, and hasn't really been, there's not like a ton of pressure coming down here from blue. So I think we're going to see a focus here and probably here. We see man-at-arms and more of defense over here. You see, okay. So they're going to try, he's going to try and take down that watchtower, which he might actually, if he just turns and fights that, he's gonna. So, blue putting down some consistent pressure over in this left quadrant. In the bottom quadrant, we have the man-at-arms from red going out and harassing our Woo player, picking off vills that are out on hunt successfully, it seems. There were some forward villagers. I don't know if that was mistaken. Oh, I think he's got the town center queued up somewhere weird that it's going out, and that's why he's pulling them back. So I don't know what the intent was. I don't think that was intentional. So over here we have still man-at-arms coming out for blue. I believe those other ones got cleared up, but is looking to continue to put pressure on this left quadrant as compared to the east quadrant. Over on this side, we have the scout and some archers out. Militia out of green from the Woo. Also an infantry civ. They're now man-in-arms in. So maybe yellow's going to, I think that this might be just like the idle side, and then we're going to be seeing some pushes in here. Let's see these They've got he's running around. If he consistently produces archers, he should be okay. So, scouts out of green down here on the bottom. An interesting sort of addition of the Woo player. He was building up top, building some militia or some man-at-arms, but did at least pick a Vil. Is running around with scouts. There are spears out. Shouldn't be too much problem. Yellow up already as the Saracens. That probably that economic buy up. Walls dropping on the western quadrant for red, trying to stay alive. Again, these man-at-arms back, hitting this castle, hitting this not castle, watchtower, and just causing problems. Not doing anything too major, but at least costing build resources to repair. Is killing villagers, I think. I don't think he's gonna get this one. Oh, he will. So Vil drops. He kills that man-at-arms. Oh boy, that's nice. But man-at-arms in the back on the wood line for red, relatively weak. Only 3 of them. Down here for green, we see blacksmith and market going, which means, I mean, you probably do need both of those at this point because you're trying to buy resources and rebalance, and then also get upgrades. Yellow very much in here with crossbow, and these are Saracen crossbows, which means that they can start killing buildings if he masses. He's killing a lot of green. He's going to kill green villagers because he's right on top of them. Yeah, clears up a wood line, looking pretty good. Green still has the biggest eco in the game by a slight amount. Villagers going to pound to try and kill all these man-at-arms by themselves, which they will do okay. So those go down. Green still over here with scouts. In terms of KD, green has taken the most losses, probably from that front wood line. But the Roman player has also done some damage. Or has done some of that. But the Saracen player has killed 8 eco and hasn't lost anything. So not being punished for this side over here, just continue to produce. He's actually getting arch ranges up over here, which would assume he'll do the same thing and try and get pressure down. But right now, this little cluster of them is pretty annoying. Is just going to continue to plink away at stuff. He definitely sees that tower. Don't let your archers get hit. So he's going to just keep playing around with that, and they could be left to do their own thing, and they can potentially kill buildings. So still man-at-arms out of red over here. We see blue click up, and green is going to be up in a minute here. Red's still sticking around in feudal age. Getting wheelbarrow, probably going to be up after that. We see archers coming out of. Oh, yep. We see crossbow coming out of the Saracens in this section. Oh, they already have some over here. He's just putting down pressure. So Zeta 2 previously, played those 1 TC ones with the Vietnamese in the last match, and before that was the Dravidians. Played that low eco, keep cruising, just play a lot of forward aggressive military, and he seems to be following the same pattern this game, sticking with his 2 TCs, just going. Blue actually building another TC back here, actually building a Krepos. You know what? I even didn't keep track. It was so Krepos. So for the Bulgarians. So he could build Connex. He could build, but it will actually have. They'll be able to shoot these crossbow that are now firmly marooned in the back area, but they could just sit there and plink away at the town center. Blues got long swordsman out here, really trying to get back on the red wood line. Gonna put some pressure down there. Meanwhile, the Saracens over on this side are continuing to put down pressure. Red is eco-developing, does have a lot of man-at-arms. He has some up here. He just has them all over the place, doesn't he? Oh, they're trying to get through over here. They cannot go through. You need to chop some wood. Second town center coming out, or third town center coming out for green. I'm trying to build here in the back. Has a decent amount of eco right now in terms of the eco numbers. Team TatarInquisition is ahead by a little bit. Oh, a castle drop coming down here out of the Saracens, out of Zeta 2. Right on top of that TC is just like, okay, I'm gonna really win this side. I'm already putting pressure down on this side, and except the Gions are now out, which are incredibly high pierce armor. You can see the 6 pierce armor on them with only a single armor upgrade. So it's going to be problematic in the future. We do see red go up drops a castle to try and defend this. Is going to presumably get that up, but those longswordsmen are doing damage. Over here, this castle does go down. It will pretty quickly take down this town center. Like, no problem. I don't think he's going to build Mamelukes or anything out of it. I think he's going to stick with archers and use it to clear access. They are working towards trying to chop through and potentially reinforce. We see over here, green is now in with their Haeguang cavalry that have very satisfying noises, apparently. And that one health one is continuing to run around and murder villagers. So doing a ton of damage against red here, getting down the wood lines. He's going to drop a castle back here as well. It's not going to stop the fact that there's all these villagers are going to go down. Like, so many villagers are going to go down. So the KD actually, or the eco advantage actually goes to Team Woolooloo at this point. With all those villager kills have sort of put it ahead. But that is with a very large Saracen army here that is going to eventually roll through and start pushing this area. And if they aren't through this here, he could lose access to an entire quadrant that becomes very safe for yellow to develop an eco out of. Didn't you just drop another TC, just go to town? We see green dropping a forward castle here. Has the Geons forward, doing some work. But then when the villagers come forward, that should be, and I believe that it won't be, that will not have the town center in the range, but it will be enough that it's on a hill and it will be very hard for them to remove. Town center forming up on this wood line. Castle coming down here in the center for the other Saracen player. Seizing control of this quadrant as well. I have a feeling that there's a decent chance that Zeta 2 ends up, and you can see he's not intending to cut through right now. He's not like moving through. If they don't get through here, there's a chance that Zeta 2 wipes this entire half of the map and controls it without being able to access his buddy, which could be bad for him if these two also go and double up on the red player. Like, if they do get through, that could be problematic. We'll see. Green definitely seems to be committing mostly to this side right here. And with the idea of, he's dropping a castle on this woodline. That's going to stop these guys from cutting through. But we will see how, if the Wu player, who has a big eco, has a very nice big eco, if they will be able to hang in there. He's dropping a castle, super defensive castle in the back. With this eco, and seeing this castle forward, I wonder if this is going to be Trebs. Going up to Imp, go Treb, try and knock this down before it translates into something that you can't deal with to keep the Mamelukes from coming, and you can use that castle to defend against the archers that are out and about for the Saracens. Green just continue to put pressure over here. Not like anything red is super worried about. He's got the castles in the back. He's working on that wood line right here. We do see that there was a little bit of a push here out of green, but nothing that he couldn't handle. This castle's going to go up. These Mamelukes are going to try and look for some targets. So Imp is going to come in for yellow first, which means that he's going to build Treb here and he's going to start sieging this. So the question is does green click up soon? And the answer is probably not, unless he's got it queued behind somewhere. Maybe he does. He has so much eco. He has a lot of eco, but he doesn't have it queued. So that could be problematic. If this gets knocked down, then I feel like this army is going to go up to Arbalest. It's definitely going to. Another castle coming down. This one is going to be even closer. And see, this is also would be advantageous to be going up and get going and siege out this area. Blue making good inroads, dropped a forward crab post, dropping a siege workshop now, actually putting pressure on red. Red at 62 vills is still taking losses, so it's now a race against time in terms of who's going to sort of push out this side. And these Geons will be tough. I believe they get full upgrade, right? Yeah, they get another 2 pierce armor if you can get them up to Imp and get that last armor upgrade, which makes them plenty formidable. I think they also get 2 attack against crossbows and stuff like that. So they could be quite good. You can see they're actually like terrifyingly good against just this. Like, are they going to win? They actually look like they might actually just win this as the crossbows go down. Jeez. Okay. So the answer is those, even those Geons are going to clear up that crossbow mass. That was a big crossbow mass out of the Saracen player too. That was important. He does have 46 on the board, but I think that those might be mostly concentrated over here. Instead, we see fletching. We see some mangonels and stuff like that. Still putting pressure on here. Okay, the mangonels are pushing this. Okay, now you see this. You see this line you're not getting through with those mangonels. Go ahead and get... go ahead and click up, my friend. Blue is, playing it slow. Has 79 vills. Eco is 20 up for Team Woolooloo. Unfortunately, I think a scary amount of them are back here, and he can't chop through. There is this problem right here. So unless he like really makes a dash for it and lays up something right here, he's likely will die when he finally gets this clear up with the arbalest. Whatever siege forms. A Treb coming up here is going to be able to knock down the fortifications, and they'll be able to push through. Blue getting Imperial Age now. Red still hanging in there at 70 vills and 90 for the Saracen player. Got another castle coming down here. He's really going all in on these castles. So, I mean, that's he could build fire archers, I suppose. Maybe that's his intent. He's just going to go with a big mass of fire archers. He's going to pretend he has obsidian arrows like the Mayans used to back in the day. But he's definitely building some. So maybe that's the plan. He's just going to siege down these castles with fire archers, they are bonus against buildings. They're good at killing them. So maybe that's the plan. Meanwhile, Blue, who is slowly collapsing back here. There are a bunch of conics there, which could go kill the Treb, give yourself some more time. You're gonna lose this crep post anyways. But yeah, go kill the Treb. Like literally keep that alive as long as possible. He does have a bunch of rams, and if this mangonel gets a big splash on these arbalest, nope. Okay, he's gonna raid at least. He's gonna try and damage these, or try and and who knows? Maybe he does take down this castle. They're not arbalists are not at the best at killing rams, but. And two-handed swordsmen come out. They're going to die pretty quickly. But Mamelukes are pretty good at killing those. So we can see the Trebs coming down here. So the Geons come in. They will do fine. They'll do good, but this castle goes down. And he's going to have to do this. And he wants to not run in there. Don't fight those Mamelukes. Don't fight under the castle. He's on his way up to Imp. The fire archers are slowly plinking this down. It's not the most fast way to actually clear this up. But, if he gets Geons forward on this side, I don't think he has a lot. When he kills these castles, he could potentially raid this very heavily. Blue is going to lose a lot of villagers here. It's 27 vills. So Blue will suddenly be lower, and we're gonna see TatarInquisition pull ahead, especially since they're also seemingly pulling ahead on this side. That yellow is winning both sides of this map. Yep, and see these are all going down. That crep post goes down. The villagers are all going down. We see that swing. So Blue dropping town center back here, continuing to produce just tons and tons of these two-handed swordsmen. Right, so we're which they are, so they should be, that is as high as they get. They don't get champion, but he could get I don't think he got Bagans yet. No, he doesn't have Bagans yet. But Treb's coming out. He's pushing in here. So Red is taking the beating, I feel right now, as well as both of the other two are being split, where yellow is winning both sides there, but red is losing both sides, it feels like. Not terribly on this side. I think that yellow is much closer to being very scary and being able to come and help than red is to dying. Like, this is formidable. They're getting through here. They better get a gate up so they're not just like having them continue their march into this base and push through there. That would be unfortunate. But traction traps coming out for the Woo player is going to start knocking down these castles a little faster than what the fire archers can do. The two-handed swordsmen are plenty capable of chopping down these town centers of the Romans. You'll see that this just goes down. There are trebs coming in here, going to go for this back castle, and this, if he continues this pressure, he has like barracks up here. This might be very quickly the end of red on this side. This castle with that many trebs is not going to last very long, and the two-handed swordsman can kill these town centers very quickly. We see another castle going up on this delightful little high point here. I wonder if they're going to be trying to build trebs and things like that out of there to try and keep this push from going down. Red losing this side as well, but less quickly. The trebs knocking on that door. Red losing a bunch of eco. So you can see Woolooloo is actually ahead again. Is picking up long swordsman, picking up blast furnace, picking up light cav. Is going to be looking to figure out how they can fight this. Bulgarians could switch into. Bulgarians could end up with big Hussar eco. Green still has, even though this is being wiped out and this is like basically gone, has almost 100 eco. Blue is a little less because it is on the side, and it is concerning. Conics are here. I don't know how you're going to end up dealing with this Mameluke Arbalest Ball unless you go ahead and go get I think they have great siege, don't they? Yeah, you could get Siege Engineer Onager and use that to kill those. That'd be pretty good. But they are currently getting pushed here. Red is up to Imp, is now building trebs there, but I think that these traction trebs should knock down this one, and then they'll be after this castle. Yeah. Yep, but now there's 5 of them out. Is there more coming? Nope, 5 traction trebs. So this isn't going. This castle's not even going to be long for this world either. They'll get a treb out, and then they're going to be able to push in there. Red has been wiped out on this side entirely, which is actually so. The west and east quadrants have been entirely won by Woolooloo and TatarInquisition, respectively. So yellow is heftily boomed on his side. Green is still hanging in here up on the north side just a little bit. Has stuff going on, has villagers that if something happens could potentially, and is actually raiding with light cav, but could potentially set up some back areas. Has these back stables actually is where light cav are coming out of. Yellow is finally through to help defend on this bottom section, but the castles are all gone. And these, the treb is most likely going to be going down. This army here is pretty formidable, but Woo are now going to be able to pick up, they should be able to pack Gion's swordsman all the time. He seems to be switching into there. He has the, so he seems to be switching into two-handed swordsman, which I think I would prefer to stay on Gion's. Just seeing this army. You see this town center on the wood line being pushed here. So blue being forced back a little bit. The trebs here are trying to find some hits against the Saracen trebs across the wood line, which they will probably kill at least one, and maybe they'll move on to the next. So conics are up. So this is blue's opportunity. Blue has this quadrant to himself. He needs to, aside from green that's also there, he needs to be able to lock down and really get going and be able to fight this back because he needs to stop this push. We'll see let's see what happens here in terms of, this fight. I don't know about this fight. I think this is a scary fight. He's going in for the trebs. He's going to just try and take them down and keep them off of, that treb is almost dead. Oh, you're going to let that treb live. There you go. So your trebs stay online. you really have prevented anything from going off. These right now those archers are here, but they're not like killing anything. We do see a castle finally here. I think he cleaned up. Did he clean up? He cleaned up all those traction trebs. So Yellow has come to the rescue. Walked through the line, is sort of reinforcing here. Seems to be controlling the vast majority of this space here, the north and east quadrants. We'll see what happens in terms of can they get this going. Right now they are still not connected here, which is problematic. I think green can now is going to look and be like, okay, I should cut through, so that they can unify armies, unify forces, and I think the thought would be is you want to push this side, but it's difficult to say. So traction trebs up again. They're going to get knocked down by those arbalists. They're going to walk right in and kill those. Nope, got to pay attention. See, are these Gions? Yeah, they're Gions with the +4, so they can they do great. They're woo, so they regenerate. They probably would do just fine against longswords. So just keep massing, and you can mow through and go kill stuff. I mean, you can bring them up here, really roll through, and just start punishing that. If he's going to continue to play that way, he does have a big army over here. Got a little bit of a lull. So right now, we're still looking at Woolooloo up 30 eco, but Zeta 2 is looking extremely formidable with that huge army. He's been pop cap for a while now. He has 84 army. Or no, he has 116 army. He's got tribes forward. He's going to push stuff down. So, I mean, get an onager cut through here. Unify it. And an onager would be good against the Saracens anyways. But we'll see how this plays out. Okay, light cavalry in again. I mean, they're not going to be the best against Mamelukes, right? Just running around and get maybe a kill. Maybe a kill or two. Nothing crazy. Lots of conics here. Still not upgraded. You can get to elite conic. So he's just okay. So maybe this is too long a wait, but he might be able to just bully this side very hard with Gions. They seem good against the current configuration in terms of being able to go in and just wipe this out. Terrifyingly, there's only this little bit of eco here. That's where hypothetically, if you got in early enough and really damaged Red a ton, he's going to have to move entirely back to another quadrant and might be, almost out of that game. Okay, here comes the Gions. Here's a big fight. Traction trebs coming forward. They're going to shoot at the other treb. Giants are going to take the fight. They probably can do that under the castle. They don't take a lot of damage from the castle. They also regenerate. So once they kill these longswords, they are just fine. Yep. So they can just pursue in. They lost maybe 15 of them, but they killed all those longswords, killed the treb. They're still chasing these archers. They can kill this castle. Those archers cannot shoot because they are just anytime they stop, those Gion swordsmen are going to catch up and do damage to them. So tractor trebs coming in, knocking down this castle. Presumably, if he's still building more Gions, he doesn't have a ton queued right now. He doesn't have really many. These archers are tucked in nice and neat. That's very good. That's about as good of a spot as you can get. 13 of them. But this castle's going to go down. There's another group over here where so Giants are chopping up vills and everything here. Oh boy. And so even against this mass, those archers are going to go down. Arbalesters are going to go down. We see this fight going in here. So still not elite. I would love to see elite if you're going to keep playing Conics. But looking to try and take out this and push this at the same time. Huge raid with Conics coming in. Man, I would love those to be elite Conics if you're going to do that. But the Gions are here, and they are pressuring, and I don't think they're rotation. Oh, see, we see the GG come in for TatarInquisition. So Team Woolooloo picks it up, and that counter unit, the strong Gian swordsman, being like, okay, I can fight this. Well, they were extremely powerful, and we ended up seeing that that lull was a delightful taste of here goes all the chaos. Uh, Let me mark this. And so Woolooloo did a good job there. I think that they sort of understood the map, in which it's their home map. Makes sense. You can see that like Zeta 2 really was just pushing very hard, was definitely trying to hold up that side. We didn't really see much Scorpion play out of the Roman player. I don't think we really saw much of any of it. But the end result is that the Wu player being able to switch back to the Gions seemed very good against the Saracens. The only thing you really had to worry about the Mamluks, and they're pretty expensive. And when he went in here, his ally went in back over here, and it really didn't actually. You can see that this isn't like the best fight, but like the double pressure meant that you'd have to reproduce on both sides. You're trying to manage where the armies are. And without the castle here, the Mamluks have to run so far away, right? They're just from this quadrant. Actually, you know what? They don't even have this open. So he's only got this side, at which point these Gions are going to potentially kill all of this red and actually knock red out of the game. But it was a great game. It also means that we are going to game 4, so we will be on one of the home maps for Team TatarInquisition. So I will get that all set up, and I'll be right back. All right, we are here in game 4 for TatarInquisition versus Woolooloo. Woolooloo picked up a point last round, won 4 seasons with a chaotic game that they did end up coordinating very well. So we are on a home map from TatarInquisition, which is Arabia, particularly Chicken Arabia, which is the format for this map, where they're chickens instead of pushable deer. As an open map, we'll see a lot of early aggression, I think. So who we've got here is we got Zeta 2 playing in the purple for TatarInquisition as the Malay, and we have the Slavs as BGM as the Slavs. So archers and cavalry, pretty standard setup. And then for correspondingly on Team Woolooloo, we have Dasher playing the Magyars and John playing the Berbers, which is a little less standard. Berbers actually have a great archer line. Especially since they can end up in camel archers, but they are not traditionally an archer start. And as are the Magyars, obviously get the free forging upgrade when they go up and have discounted scouts. So most likely a scout start out of them. But we will have to see how this works out for them. In terms of the map itself, let's take a look at each of their starts, because everybody's more familiar with with Arabia in general. TatarInquisition over here in Zeta 2 has kind of an open front. The chickens are in back. This would have been nice and wallable if it was on the front, but it's not. So gold is forward, could be a little bit pressured. Less concerning with a scout versus an archer on the opposing side. For his BGM, we have forward-ish gold. We have berries forward-ish. Chickens back again. And, nothing too crazy. This front area could be problematic if there's a little pressure there later. For Dasher has has the gold front, the chicken back. I guess maybe this is standard for this map that's designed for that. Not particularly wallable. Stone over here on the side that he looks like he'll eventually close that up. And then for John, we have over here very open front. There we go. Gold on the back, berries on the front, chickens on the front. So that's the cost. That's the price you must pay for the back gold is your chickens and berries will be on the front apparently. So that'll be important to hold control over with an archer start, most likely out of our Malay player. It may be difficult to make good use of these, but Berbers Okay, and keep going. Both of them will end up with decent cavalry discounts at some point. The Magyars get their discounted right away. They're on their scout line. Berbers get their cavalry, their stable discount, which is scouts, knights, and camels, all discounted starting in Castle Age. So there could be a lot of cavalry on the field here. In terms of the solutions to that, I mean, the Malay will be okay with I believe they get full Halbline, right? Yeah, they get full Halbline, which should be fine. They don't get any camels or anything fun like that. Slavs would get, boyars and halbs as their solutions. But, I would rely heavily on boyars against that early mass. So those would be potential solutions. The Malay, will have that nice quick up. Ironically, Red is actually going to beat him there. Red went up with a 19 vil up. Is very much looking like I'm going to play aggro scouts. So we're going to see stable drop right here, right? Yes? Yep, there you go. So stable dropped right there. It's going to go scouts forward. Blue will be up very soon anyways, and will most likely be dropping scouts of his own. They will be Magyar scouts, which will have that forging upgrade right off the bat without a need for a blacksmith. So, that timing differential, even though it's and unfortunately that is not it's an idle time timing differential, and Slavs with a perfect 0 seconds. It's a 2 vil differential there. It's not like that it was to the benefit of villagers. It's just actually behind. But if you can get the cheaper and better scouts out, you'll probably be okay. 4 scouts queued up right away. Pretty standard for Magyars, just be able to make good use of that. Interestingly, pink is walling up this side. Is almost like building the walls towards his ally. I'm not sure why that is. Let's see. Is there a reason? No. Sees green. Knows where green is. Interesting. Continue to... Yep, we've got... So the scout is over here. This is, I think, the original scout from green. Is just looking for kills with that forging upgrade for free. Or no, sorry, that's green scout. That's not blues. Blue's got the Magyar scouts over here. So the Berber scout was over there having fun. 2 spears out and about. They're going to die pretty hard when the archers come out. We do see some archers coming out. Single arch range archers for the time being, with 3 on gold. There's a second one coming down. We'll see more go to gold most likely. There seems to be a lot of vills on wood already. You should be okay on there. Our Slav player is actually, interestingly, only built like 1 extra scout. And this is going to be a trade. Or is it green going to go down? Yeah, green's going to go down. Just barely. But interestingly, that's very strange. There's another scout coming out. It's going to be 3 scouts, whereas there's already 4 out for our Magyar player. Spears out and about. That Slav player, I guess, is maybe, I don't know, anticipating that his eco's going to be okay. It's going to be good enough. TatarInquisition up a few vills, not from any deaths, just more efficiency in terms of time. TC idle. We see scouts sort of chasing each other around here. Maybe getting some hits in. We haven't seen any hits come in on that particular fight. Archers forward here. We do see green switching into skirmishers, which will be necessary against that archer ball. Chasing around this small army, trying to get hits in where he can. The Magyars are also here, so he could turn and fight these archers, or are they going to shoot okay, so those archers turn and start fighting the scouts. So the scout going for the skirmishers trying to kill the archer. The archer is going to, so the scout's coming back over here. Okay, look at this messy fight. This wolf is likely to kill at least 1 skirmisher, I think. Because of min range. We'll see. Okay, scout coming forward here. Okay, these skirms are dead. Okay, Scout's coming back in for Magyar player. He's going to clear up that. It's going to probably take the fight against there. Oh boy, it's delightfully messy early feudal play. This is what the open maps are designed for, is this awesome early game duking it out with small armies. Pink back up to three archers hanging out here. Got a spear with it for potential scout shenanigans. Dropping a stable blacksmith, or dropping a market blacksmith back here. We got market blacksmith going up on the top side for the Saab player, who is almost entirely walled up. Will be very soon. Once, well, basically it is at this point. Probably going to click up in just a little bit. We actually see the Magyar player is about to click up, I think. Right? Double both things involved. I'm probably right. What do we got? Yeah, like 100 food off. He's like, I'm okay with this. Has the scouts forward. Is looking for targets on these vills. I don't know if he's gonna get kills. Did pick up kills, so 4 eco deaths out of pink there, with these little armies roaming around, with blue going up here. So blue playing pretty efficiently. I would guess that we're gonna see blue just go straight in with this gold here is most likely going to go right into knights, and hopefully leverage that early castle, the castle being up pretty quick, to put +2 damage knights, get an armor upgrade. I don't know if he has bloodlines yet, does he? No, he doesn't have bloodlines yet. Get like bloodlines, get that armor, and then be able to take fights against these archer armies. There's bloodlines coming in. So, unfortunately, skirmishers are rocking forward. We do have still all these scouts out of the Slav player. So there's a lot of mass here. This is the only punishment for going up nice and quick and early, is he doesn't really have his buddy here. Green is not defended against this. There are, 8 archers and 8 scouts out here. They are going to be able to pressure green pretty hard. And pink is not super far behind, so these are going to turn into crossbow pretty quickly. So tower coming down out of green, sees that archer mass, and is like, okay, this is not going to go well for us. Yep, needs to try and keep these spears alive, because that's what's going to keep the scouts from coming in. This tower is going to go up, and let's see if he gets some kills on the. He hasn't got any kills, so those archers are going to at least take a couple shots from. Yeah, so they actually take some damage from the tower going up right before they hit castle. So if the green can get some skirms out, might be okay. Is running around. Green just lost a vill to red, but blue is building a second stable. Is going to go 2 stable knights, and is going to try and help clear that up. There are still, 8 archers here. Some of them are low, so he doesn't want to run them in right away. But it's not going to take very long for enough knights, if he can get like another knight or 2 out, for them to be able to clear that. Oh yeah, see, like this might be, if he goes up now, if he doesn't let them take that on the hill. Oh yeah, okay, so he could take that against the archers, right? And even against those scouts, I mean, like, he should be okay. You want to kill the archers first, though. Like, let him do this where he's running in underneath it. Oh yeah, see, Bodkit's going to come in, unfortunately, which would have been an advantage for you. We do see the armor upgrade coming in for these scouts, which will be very useful. These archers back here just trying to hold down the fort, trying to suppress some action out here. This wood line is vulnerable. There's a second town center up for a Magyar player already. So we're going to see Woolooloo only a little bit behind in terms of eco, like 2 bills down after those kills. I think the plan is, so he's gonna probably lose another bill. That's a dead bill. But I think he wants this mass. He's getting second armor upgrade. I think he wants to be able to like fully kill these archers. Okay. So the knights go in against the archers. They're going to probably clean up these archers pretty darn quick. That pike wasn't really taking action. I think he loses a knight there. Second armor upgrade's coming in soon. This knight is going to go and try and clear up these archers by himself. Oop, he could have probably kept attacking. He probably would have killed that, at least that archer. So second town center coming down for the Slav player out here. Green is on the way up now. Has been somewhat stable. Took some pain, but has been eco okay. And once the Berber player hits Castle Age, is going to be potentially able to really dump some knights onto the field, right? Or or camels. But we'll have to see. There is still a lot of archers here. Maybe he'll drop a mangonel or something like that. Okay, so this little forward pink army is getting cleared up by these knights. They are now +2/+2 a knights. So those are very useful. Skirm's coming over. They didn't need to come over. All those archers are dead. So now the Magyar player will be looking to leverage this. Got to keep those two running. The 2 TCs means that he's been spending more food on trying to get the vills out, but which could pay off in the long run. But like it would also pay off to be able to clear armies off the board to potentially before this mass got bad. We know that Zeta 2 loves playing the archer mass, so the idea of like these being able to and he could take that. I think with that many knights, I think he could do it. I think he should keep fighting these scouts, like right now. There you go. These knights come in for the Slav player, so this is where it's going to get a little hinky, where the Slav player is dropping a second or third town center. We have these archers sort of plinking at this wood line. They're going to probably get some kills. Knights here. He needs to keep these Magyar knights flowing in order to take them against the Slav army. And then keep his eco going, because the Slav player is already up to 57 villagers. He's starting to pull ahead in terms of eco, and that's not a situation you want to be in. Ballistics is already in for pink, which means that anytime these engagements come where they sort of go in and out and do whatever, it's going to end poorly for like blue if they're not committing entirely. Ooh, Genitours out of green. Not super good, but they can at least, like, the thing about Genitours is at least they can run away from the knights, right? Like they can continue to run away, whereas skirmishers would not. Okay, so the knights going in, we see this big fight. Oh my god, this is a beautiful, horrible fight. So the Genitours out here shooting stuff. The knights are sort of taking weird fights. Janitor is still alive. I think that, yeah, so the pink army got cleaned up here. The Janitors are still alive. And that mass going down is probably a pain in the butt. So we'll see if these knights can get cleared up, if this army can get cleared up. Like I said, technically TatarInquisition still has a 25 vil lead. Oh, and they have a siege. They're getting ready with their next army, and it's right here. So they need to be ready. Woolooloo needs to be ready with their own build, and I think that unfortunately these stables are just not running. That he hasn't been able to keep these things running, and so his total army is not big enough. He has seven knights. He's heavily outmatched even by just like things locally. These knights are armored and only 1 damage, so they're not like. They're technically worse, but the Slav eco is going to get scary real quick. The Genitours are also only 1 upgrade. They don't have the... Actually, that's a good question. The Genitours do not have Bodkin on them, which if you're going to be in those big fights, that might be useful. But equally useful would be the armor upgrade. We see monks for the Slavs trying to get conversions on some... I don't know if that was a convert on a knight or a Genitor. We see Woolooloo going in, trying to do some damage here. Unfortunately, it is corresponding to a double mangonel giant crossbow army push here. We see a castle trying to get up here in the back for the Berber player. There is not a corresponding siege response out of green, which is worrisome. It's still doable, but like I don't know that this is enough damage to do anything, right? That the knights are clearing up these these Genitours. I love the Genitours. I love seeing them, but like they aren't killing fast enough. And this town center is going to go down. This castle is going to go up, but like I think, and he does have. Yeah, this is the problem. Is these mangonels are still here. So that attack got cleared up. Heavily outnumbered in terms of military. Zeta on the 1 TC heavy push again. We're gonna see this castle drop. Zeta hits Imp. Builds the eco, gets forward, and then as soon as it's like, oh well, I'm currently producing, whatever, I've got enough built up, I'm gonna just go Imp. These mangonels will get cleaned up by the knights and the Genitours. So there's at least a decent mass now. The knights from the Slav player come down. We have happy little skirms hanging out here. But I don't know that we have, like, these knights are going to be able to keep running in against the Genitours because they really can't do that damage. They take 1 damage, right? And you got a few knights. But, unfortunately, our Magyar player is got like only got a few knights out there. It has essentially 1/3 of the knights of red alone, and so green is trying to hold down this side of the map, but it will be pretty difficult. Still does have another TC. Arbalest Bracer coming in for pink, which is just going to be, just a big old siege push. We're gonna see. I would guess we're gonna see a castle come in, right? Is he starting? Oh, he doesn't have castle stuff. Maybe he's just gonna keep doing siege. He's just gonna have fun. So we have the knights running around over here, massing that army. But this, 41 Arbalest is a lot. It's a lot of Arbalest. They kill Genitours just fine. So we're going to have to see if he can keep, does he have a 3rd stable up and running? He does not have a 3rd stable up and running yet, does he? Oh, he does. Where's the other set? Oh, they're back there. Okay. So he's got 4 now. So it's up to the Magyar player to try and, like, really get enough knights out there. I don't think you can fully rely on that as the Berber player. And, the Berber player does not have Bodkin, which makes stuff more difficult. We at least see a cleanup on this mangonel coming back in from the Magyars in the back, which is like good. Like this is good to keep intercepting, but you really don't want these to die. So you need to just keep moving. Yep, keep moving. Nope, don't fight that. Yep. Like again, this is the strategy of and Zeta actually splits and just keeps pushing with a section. This is the strategy of you want to keep these rolling. And our Slav player is starting to sling. 116 Vils is going to just keep throwing resources to Zeta. Now that Zeta's dropping a 2nd TC, is really going to start the boom behind it. Knights were over here causing problems. At this point, 60 Vils up for Team TatarInquisition. This is going to be a hard push to dislodge again. This is going to be very similar where it's going to be like, if you don't have enough mass to actually wipe it, you're going to send in and it's going to cost you much more than it would cost. Even though these are, they're Genitours, so they're not, they're a trash unit, but that many Arbalest are going to win when they're fully upgraded in Imp Age. What do we got coming in here? We have Datenits. Datenits. Anyway, it's the thing that discounts, makes your castles cost more wood instead of stone, which means you can build a lot of castles. Like they are. So I'm guessing we're going to see our very boomed Slav friends start dropping castles forward and be like, okay, well, this is how we're going to win the game. This wood line's going down, that tower's going down, and we're going to see this push continue on. Malay picking up chemistry. Pink picking up chemistry is going to be building that therefore is going to be building bombards again out of here. This is going with that same core mechanism. A bunch of Arbalest bombard cannons continue to push. Unless there's coordination, I'm going to not lose this, right? Bombards also are good for defense against... This is a lot of Genitours, at least. But I don't think that there's... I still don't even think that's enough. They still don't even have Bodkin. So, you know... They tried their best. So first of the castles, the cheap castles coming in. Imp coming in right now. He's getting Squires, getting the last armor upgrade. I'm guessing we're going to see Cavalier. We see Conscription. I don't know why you would probably would get Cavalier. Oh, he's just going to go Druizna, isn't he? Oh, there we go. So we see the GG come in from Team Woolooloo. Fairly convincing. I think that Woolooloo did good there. Playing with the scouts, putting in early pressure. They really got in a lot over here and did some damage, and we're holding off there. I think there was serious issues with the... I think that the Slav player didn't get punished for the fact that he was sort of booming, and with the second town center here, I think this just needed to be knights endlessly and to gain that. And so instead of these fights where you're sending in 5 knights against the crossbow and then like 3 of the knights die, you're just sending in like 12 knights. The crossbow kill like one or 2 knights, and then you just keep going and you just punish that all in. Throughout the match, I felt like Zeta 2, this player, consistently played that same 1 TC all in, was able to exert a lot of pressure and never really got punished a whole lot for it. Didn't get just a ton of raiding into the base, didn't really get forced out of the game, didn't get built around the idea of like, okay, well, if he's going to do that, then we're going to just like make sure we double his army and wipe him. And then we're going to be ahead and push, especially since he was running idols a lot. In previous matches, he was running idols on his town center a lot. That it's like, okay, we can do that. But great games overall. I look forward to watching Team TatarInquisition in the finals. So we should, so that should be our match for this. Again, this was Wanderer Division. So I had a great time casting, and hopefully you had a great time watching. I'll see you soon.